All right. Well, hi everyone. My name is Martise. I am a campus consultant for Eau Claire here for BluSync. For today's training today, I'm pretty much informal, so feel free to shoot out any questions that you have as we're going through things. I'm going to be utilizing our demo community, so it's going to look very different from that of yours. So if there's something that I'm doing that you perhaps are not having access to, that's totally fine. But you'll still have the overall gist of everything, okay? So, how many of you all have logged into BluSync? Utilized it? Know what it is? You don't know what it is? It's okay.
No, my friend told me about it because we're working on making a website for student organization.
Okay. Have you registered your student organization?
I'm not sure. I have to ask them.
All right. Well, Sarah's going to take care of you.
It's in the middle of the process.
Okay. So you're in the process of getting registered, so you can just take notes of everything, okay? No idea? All right. So, Sarah, do we have a link on campus how they can log in? You can go to uwecorgsync.com, and then you'll see BluSync. Log in, click on that, and that's how you can log in.
Yeah, and then in the upper right, there's like it says login with student ID.
Yes. So put in your UWEC campus credentials. So once you all logged in, it'll look similar to this, but remember I'm in my demo community. This is your community home. So this is the first thing you all see as soon as you all log in. You have nice promotions going on. You all probably see a picture of me and my dog, Dexter. So that's where you can work with AIL to talk about if you have any cool events that you want to get promoted, talk about big deadlines, things like that. You can create promotions out for those. Then on the left-hand side, you see feature portals. So those are going to be quick resources for you all to quickly access. So there are going to be more feature portals throughout your year here. You'll see some more over there. But those will be quick ways for you to access those different departments or resources. Then on the bottom, you'll see some bookmarks. You might notice a login for you to get to your campus email. You all are authenticated campus, so you don't have to sign in and sign out into the different programs. Once you logged into one, you can easily switch over to the next one by simply clicking on it. Then right here on the right-hand side, you have upcoming events. So those are events that are been approved by the umbrella administrator here on campus. So as you all are creating events, you have the capability to say, hey, this is a great event and I want to share it out to everyone and I want them to know about it. And it gets showcased into the community calendar and they get posted into the upcoming events section here. Then right here in the middle, you have your feed. So very similar to that of Facebook, where it's only going to show you things that are pertaining to you as a user. So you'll see all the different things that's coming from organizations that you're associated with, as well as different things from the community administrators. Questions on any of that? Yes?
Where's the link for putting something into upcoming events to go to the administrator?
We will show you how to create an event. All right. Then right here at the top, you have your global navigation bar. So that will be a quick way for you to search for different portals, or if you're searching for a particular resource. So if I'm looking for a form, I just start typing in form, and then it'll start giving me some results. So you can quickly access different things that way. So right now, if you click onto my memberships and you click onto your student organizations, that'll be great so we can work through your portal. All right, so what you're looking at is what we call a rockstar looking portal because it has a lot going on, and this is the status that we want you all to be at. So right here at the top, you have a cover photo. This cover photo, you all can change and do it as much as you want, and we'll show you how to upload a cover photo, but you can use it as an additional means of marketing. So if you have an upcoming event coming up, you can add that cover photo to your page. So very similar to that of Facebook. Then right here, you probably notice some social media outlet links. We are definitely not saying BluSync is going to be your way of stop using Facebook. We actually are encouraging you to continue using it. BluSync is going to be your way of enhancing your overall experience. So that's why we put it in such a prominent location for people to quickly access it. And we'll show you how to add that to your Facebook, to your cover page in a minute. Right here, you have your smart panels. So these are going to change throughout the time as you're doing more activity within your portal. So this will be a quick way for your members to quickly access things without having to search through the different tools to find it. They can quickly get to it through their smart panels. Then right here, you have your profile. So this will be a great opportunity to let any student who's interested in your organization know what it is that you all stand for, what you're about. Maybe you want to add some information in here to talk about any traditions that you all do as an organization, things that'll help them get interested because this is the first thing that they see as soon as they go to your page. All right? So question for you, how do you all structure your organization? Like, do you have different committees, different groups? What does that look like for your organizations?
For my organization, we have 2 different committees, and then both of those committees have their project leaders, and then they help get our general members involved.
Okay. What else? You all just have here's my organization, no members.
Like an exec board, and then we also have like individual titles for everybody and different jobs that they have to do. So kind of like what she said.
Okay. So the reason I'm asking that is if you go ahead and click onto people. So people is going to be your way of setting up what the structure and foundation of the organization is going to be. So if you have like those different committees, different positions, you will want to create those here within people. Because this is going to be also the way of how you're going to set up who has access to what within the portal, how people can interact with different functionalities, things along those lines. So it's very important to set those up first when you're becoming a new administrator to your portal. As you can see, if I click onto all people, I have tons of different groups and different committees that goes on with my organization. So you all can create as many as you want. People can be members of as many as you want. Something to keep in mind that administrators have full access to everything. So just make sure that if you're placing someone as an administrator, they can make full-on decisions on behalf of the entire organization. And then if you want to as well, just know as you're creating those different groups, by default, administrators will be part of all of those different groups as well. All right, so now I'm going to pick on to Alex Weaver. So right now I see that Alex Weaver, he's been listed as an administrator, executive board member, and a member at large. But you know what? We just impeached him, so he doesn't need to be an administrator anymore. So I'm going to remove his administrator access. So I'm going to click on Manage and deselect Administrators. And now he's no longer administrator status, but he's still part of my organization, and he has a few functionalities left. So I'm going to click on Permissions, and I'll see a list of everything that he has access to be able to do. So if I want to create individualized things that I want him to be able to access, I can do so here within this particular individual. So that's why it's important as well, because when it comes time for officer transition, you'll make sure you put the new people into these different groups, and then you're all set. But let's be back nice to Alex, and we're going to make him an administrator again. So I'm going to click on Manage Administrators, and now he's powered back into that group. All right. So next we're going to talk about some of the more administrative things for your organization by clicking onto this little wrench tool where it says Settings, and then you'll click onto Organization Settings. So this here is more of the back-end things of what's going on within your portal, so you can know how to do all the things administratively. So when it comes time for you to update your profile for the renewal process, this will be the process of how you'll do that by updating this information listed here.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
For like the pending submission, about how
That's first.
Is that when you're doing, yeah, if you're uploading the Constitution, it's gonna be delayed a little bit because it needs to be reviewed by the Campus Affairs Commission.
Okay.
We're gonna be in the process of revising that process so that we can get those approved quicker. When you're just updating officers and contacts and things like that, everything other than the Constitution, so
Okay.
that that can get updated more quickly.
Okay.
But basically, right now, if you're uploading a new Constitution, it has to be looked at by the Campus Affairs Commission, so that's why you're seeing probably a delay.
Okay.
If it's a Constitution upload.
I just wanted to, make sure I was like.
Yep, you're
doing
good.
something
No,
right.
no,
Okay.
yep,
Yeah, I
yep.
did update a new constitution.
Okay, yep. So once that's approved by the commission, it'll be approved.
Okay, will I get an email notification?
Yep, yep. If they need more information from you with the Constitution, if there's anything that needs revising, you'll get an email from the Campus Affairs Commission
Okay.
Director. Mhm.
Perfect, thank you.
And if we just did that last year,
Yep. You don't need to upload a new Constitution then.
Okay.
Just submit your
All right.
updates, yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
All right.
It'll get approved right away then, too.
okay,
Yep.
yeah, and we kind of did that already.
Yep.
but I was checking from word to word, now it's time for golden keys.
Yeah,
So-
and come after December, we're gonna have a new process in place. so
Okay,
that
well,
it'll be
we're
easier.
in no rush, but.
Yep, yep.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right. So you all are wondering how you can change that cover photo. This will be the space to do so. On the left-hand side, you see cover photo. And then this is where you upload it here. So you can change this as often as you like. I tell people definitely do it around your events. So that way it's additional marketing and sets the tone for what you all stand for. All right. Social media links. This is where you can go to add in those social media links listed here that you all have. So you can put up Facebook, Google+, Instagram. You can add all those different accounts. Something to keep in mind though with Facebook is a little bit different because some people, based off of when they've created their organization presence on Facebook, it may be as a page or as a group or as something else. So that's why we have these different options on here for you to pay attention to when you're adding that information. All you're gonna do is just add in the last ending part of that when you go to that browser page hyperlink. And once you do all of that, add in all of those, you want to click save, and then you'll see it'll be updated here in your social media links. Okay. Something else we want to go over is your join options. So this is going to set the process up for when someone who's interested in your organization to say, yep, I want to be a member, or maybe you all have a selection process. This will be your process of setting that up. So by default, you can set up what group they get placed in. So if they're a new member, you can set up your groups. That's why it's important to set those up again, that they can be listed as a potential member. Or other options that I have, yes.
Could you say that last sentence one more time, please?
Sure.
I was reading while I was listening.
Sure. So here it's important to set up your groups. So if you already know what, anytime that a new member joins your organization and you have that potential members group set up, you can automatically place them into that group by default.
I'm not sure I understood that.
Sure. All right. So I'm a new member. I'm interested in your organization, and I click join, however you have it set up. And upon that decision being made, I'll get placed into whatever you designate here.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. So here's some other join options that you have for your portal. You have an open sign up. So that means as soon as I visit your portal and I click join, I'm automatically a member. There's no process or an approval needed. I'm automatically going to get placed into your organization. Then the next option is invite only. So that means that one of your administrators needs to extend out an invite to me, and when I respond to that invite, I'll get placed as a member of your organization. Next, you have the restricted membership options. So the first one would be a request to join. So I'll click the join button that's listed on your portal, and then once I do that, I'll need to provide some context to say why I'm interested in joining your organization, and then a portal administrator can make a decision to approve or deny. And then last, if I really say that I'm very socially elite and I can come up with a secret password. I can hand out that secret password to a prospective member, and upon visiting my page, they'll enter in that password, and then they'll be seen as a member. Questions on any of that?
I don't have a question, but, well, I guess I'm just curious, with my club situation, because we are a national fraternity, and we have like our psc.org website that our members have to make an account. Then we just got a new membership software called Grouped, where they have to create accounts on that, and that's where they pay their dues. So between those two and then this, how do you, or what's your advice to make sure that everyone's prominent on each site? You know, because otherwise it's a lot going on, and I just don't want it to make it confusing for my members.
Right. I would say for you to utilize BluSync for a great deal, because this is your connection with the institution. But when it comes time for you to do like reporting and things like that to your nationals, that's when you use those other resources. So still make sure that they're aware of utilizing it, because they'll have to, but it won't be mainly for you to completely manage your organization, because this will be a process of doing that here at BluSync. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like the simplest way to present that to members.
So what are some of those things that you need to do with your national organization?
So since we are a fraternity, we do have dues that we have to pay to headquarters. So then they'll pay for that on the website. All of our chapter of operations got for our reporting, that's on there, our chapter resources. And then also we have regional and national competitions, and then they register for those through those two outsources.
So that's how you just articulate to your members for those particular individual things. That's when they'll utilize those resources. But for the day-to-day functions of your organization, you'll utilize BluSync. Because this is where you still keep up your roster, your other files, and things like that on here.
Okay.
Any other questions? And you can actually create links to those resources in OrgSync and BluSync too.
Okay.
So that way they don't have to get confused. We have like the bookmark section here. So you can create those bookmarks on what those are, and then say, hey, this is where you use it for this. This is what you use for that.
Okay. And then how many administrators can you have on the?
As many as you need.
Okay.
There's no limitation.
Do you have a recommendation?
Depending on the organization, I was, but I would say typically no more than 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
But people need administrators to do so many different things. Every organization operates differently.
He's with the same club.
Awesome. Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
All right. So we talked about permissions and we talked about people. Now we're going to click on to events. So you all can create your own categories for events. So if I click on all categories, you can see I have one for elections, for executive call meetings, general things, member education. You can create as many different categories and color code them if you would like. So all you have to do is just click on to manage categories right here, and then you create the category, give it a nice little color, and you're all set. So think about it when you're saying, okay, maybe we have e-board meetings, we have service trips, we have a speaker series, anything like that, you can create those types of categories. I am going to now switch over to the campus activities board to show you another cool thing. So I know some of you like to hold your members accountable to say, hey, you've only attended 5 events. What were the other 2 events? So this way we have an attendance grid. This grid is going to be a way for you to hold your members accountable, because every time you have an event, you can mark their participation as attending or excused, things like that. If you're having like your overall general board meetings and you need to have everyone signed in, this will be your way of having that information on documents. So that way you can hold them accountable. Okay? Yep, so what you would need to do is go to an actual event, and then click on the active event that you have going on. Click to,
Create an event first.
yes.
Okay, got it.
So if you don't have an event, we'll show you how, let's go ahead and show you how to create an event. So to create an event, you'll click on the green button to create an event. And then you'll be asked some questions listed here. So it may look different for you all because you all may have an event request process set up. But this is where you'll go to put in your name of your event, select the category that you selected for your organizations, put in a nice description, especially if you're serving free food, put in when and where. You can say if it's going to be a repeating event, so you can select the frequency, if it's a one-time, weekly, daily, or monthly. Location, so we have a connection with Google. If you put in a physical address, it's going to help them get directions exactly from where they are at the point of accessing that. We always highly encourage that you put up an event image as well to attach it to the event to help you with marketing. It's right here in the middle, event image.
I have trouble sizing those images sometimes.
We tell the best way right here is to do 215 by 215 pixels.
Okay.
JPEG, right?
Yes, JPEG or PNG.
I just have a quick question.
Yes.
So I'm an administrator under this account, and I just invited him to join.
Okay.
And he is trying to join PSC and he needs a password.
So did you all set up a secret password or anything?
Not to my knowledge.
Maybe somebody did in the past.
Okay. After this, I can disable it.
I can try to go there too.
Yeah.
I got the invite now, I think we can.
Oh, okay. Never mind. He clicked on the wrong email.
Okay.
That was cleared up.
No problem. Okay, so here you can set the limitation to who can participate. So you can say that there's no limit and you just want to keep the listing of RSVPs. Limited number, so maybe you only have catering for 12 people, and once that 12th person has RSVP, they'll automatically close it out for them to register. And then the lastly is no RSVP required. So if this is just a cool event, I want everyone to know about it, and just posting the information. I don't want to know who's attending. Okay. Here are some more options now. So this is where it comes into play to say who has access to particular things, is the who can see this options. So with every portal, you all have a free website. So if you don't know any HTML coding, things like that, that's totally fine because we give you a basic template. And as you're generating information here in OrgSync, as long as you select public and website, it'll automatically push out to your website and update it as soon as you create it. So the next option, you'll see the name of your institution. So that means that everyone here within the entire Eau Claire community will know about this event. They can access the information. Next, you'll see just the name of your organization. So the only members of my organization will know that this event exists. Not everyone else can have access to it. Then if I do select the groups, based off of those different levels of groups that you created with under your people section, if you only select those individual groups, only they would know that the group exists, the event exists, and it wouldn't show up as any other options for any other members. So oftentimes people use that for executive board meetings, or if they're having like a last minute, committee meeting, things like that, you can add that into here. Questions on that? So you asked the question about how I can get my event to get showcased onto the upcoming events. This would be your option of doing that here when you submit your request to be on the student life calendar. So if this is going to be that as soon as you select this option, as soon as you hit submit, it's going to notify the campus administrator to review it and then make the decision on if they can share it to the upcoming events section. Next, I have some advanced options. So here you can do a pre-registration form or a post-event form. So this would be a good way for you to do maybe I had that catering event and now I want to get some of that information ahead of time. Tell me what your dietary restrictions are. You can collect that ahead of time here with the pre-registration form. Or maybe in order for you to attend a retreat, you need to fill out a liability form. You can add that onto here as well. Then on the back end, you can say as a post-event form. So this would be, instead of doing those half sheets of paper for a quick 2-second survey, you can automatically send out an email to everyone who's been marked as attending, and then they'll fill out the form that way. All right. Questions on any of that for events? So another cool thing with the events is that, you know, how many of you for your event, you have a big long sign-in sheet. So as soon as you put it in, you got to mark it at the door. Get rid of those now. So right now, we're going to initialize something else, what I'll talk about in a second. But this will be your way of getting rid of those sign-in sheets. So you'll just need to have the actual event active listed here. So I'll click onto participation, and then add participants, and then do the full community. By default, it's only going to do your organization. So if this is something just your organization specific, then you're totally fine. But if it's open to everyone in the community, you'll select full community. So I'll go ahead and select this on here. And now I can say,
Where are you?
I'm still in an event. Yes.
Okay.
And then under participation.
So if you have a previous event or one event, if you don't have one, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Do you have a past event? So go back to your event section here.
Nope.
You have no events
We
now?
don't use this. for
Okay, then
anything,
just
so-
sit back and then we'll watch it on here.
Okay.
So then here, we'll click onto participation, add participants, and then I'll notice people walking into the room at the table. So I say that, okay, Alexandra's here, Alexis is here, Alan's here, Alicia's here. So I'll mark everyone as marking being here, and then I click save, and then that's my sign-in sheet.
So then it's up to that individual doing this to know who attended?
Right, so if it may usually be like your secretary or something like that of your organization, they'll be working the event, and they'll just say, okay, I'll see these people here, and then you'll mark them here.
What if you have a group of about 70 people that one person has to memorize all the people?
So you can have multiple computers going on at the same time, and then that's when you'll utilize the other option we'll show you in a second, but the full community, and then you'll start typing in the names of the individuals.
Okay.
But the quicker way that's going to happen when we launch it on campus is card swipe. So all you have to do is plug in the card reader, and then all the students will just swipe in their IDs.
That'd be really cool. Okay.
Be working on that.
Yeah, so we're working on getting that implemented. So for right now, that's why we wanted to show you both ways. And then all you will do is just click on turn on card swipe, and then just start swiping away. And you can have multiple of those going.
Is there a BluSync app for your phone?
Yes, there is. We have a BluSync. It will be under OrgSync because BluSync is powered by OrgSync. So what you will need to do is look under either, because we just released it for Droid, so you can go to Google Play and download it there, or you can go to the Apple Store and download it there for OrgSync. What OrgSync, OrgSync.
One word?
Yes. And once you've searched it, you'll need to add in your community. So you'll add in University of Wisconsin Eau Claire, and then you'll just log in with your same campus credentials, and then you're all set. Now, with the mobile app, you won't be able to do some of those administrative things, but you'll be able to fill out forms, access your calendars, and then do some of those access files and things like that.
So it's more or less like a really beneficial tool to like general members to like just like they check Facebook, they would check this to see what their order's up to.
Yep.
I just have a question. So in order to like edit the site, you have to be an administrator then?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Only administrators can do editing.
Okay.
Yes.
Another quick question, how do you make someone an administrator if they're not already? Like say I'm administrator and I want to add him as administrator.
Okay. So we'll go back to that one. So we'll go to people. And if they're already part of your portal, you'll select their name. And then you'll click on to manage. And then you'll see administrators. And then say, are you sure you want to give them privileges? Yes, I do. And there you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, files. This is going to be, I know you all have those huge banners for your organization, right? Binders, not banners, binders. Binders. You pass them over as you transition from year to year. Get rid of those, throw them away. Add all of those things up into here because now by setting up those groups and things like that, everyone who needs access to those things will already have access to it. So no need to remember what the Google account was, what the email address. All of that is done through here now. Because you can set up who has access to what files, who can see things, and things like that. Okay? Forms? Yes.
How do you add a file? How do you put one of your files in?
You will click on add a file.
Yep. And then what format does it have to be in?
There is no particular format. You can add up as many files as you want as long. The preferred size would be up to 15 megabytes. Any other questions for files? Okay. So we're going to click now onto forms. Forms will be your way of creating like an application process, or some campuses also use it for their elections for their organization. So I'm just going to switch over to here to show you an example of how you can do it through a form. So here you can see through the form, they set it up where they can get the bio of the person that's running for a particular position, and then you can make your vote. So you can do this over and over however you want to, just update the information. Thing to keep in mind though is if one of your board members is running for the positions, you'll need to remove their access during the time of elections because they will have access to the results. Okay? All right. So now we're talking about forms. We'll get on to news. So news will be your way of sharing out information out to your organization. So maybe you all have like a news post that you say, hey, we had a great meeting. Here's a recap of what we talked about. You can send out a news post that way, and you can send it out as an email. Some organizations use this as an actual blog for their organizations. So you can do so here because every time you create a new news post, it makes it archive. All right, next we're going to click onto discussions. So I know for your organizations, you all create those long agendas for your meetings and you feel like you can accomplish everything, you talk about everything, right? There's no one who likes to take over and just bombard the meeting and speak their piece. But now you can control that through the use of discussion forums. So here's, for instance, someone saying, yeah, we need to design an alumni homecoming t-shirt. But instead of spending 50 minutes talking about, oh, I like the purple one, I like the blue one, people can now talk about the design online. All right, here's the design that we came about. What are your thoughts? Everyone can hash it out online, call it a day, put it to a vote when you all meet in person. Or another way you can utilize this to say, you know what, I heard there's this big quiz that's coming up. Everyone can stay home and we'll have an online meeting. So this way you can say, all right, here's all the topics that we need to discuss. Everyone go ahead and participate in the online meeting. Questions on any of that? And you still have the capability to say who has access to participate. So if it's only for your executive board meetings or your particular committee, you can still do that as well. All right. Messaging. You can send out target communications based off of those different groups. By default, again, it's only going to show you a list of all your members. But here is now broken down into groups. So maybe I only need to contact my legislative committee here. And you'll see it's already selected 11 people. And I'll scroll down, I'll get my rich text editor and send it out as a regular email. Okay. Text messaging. This is a cool feature for you to utilize, but make sure you be cognizant of how you're using it. So if you say, hey, we're going to cancel the meeting, you'll send out a quick text message. There's no fee to utilizing this feature. Or you can say room locations change. Now, the only thing to keep in mind, too, for this as well is that only members who've opted into receiving text messages will be the ones who are getting it. So if this is something that you want to make sure that all of your members are going to be utilizing, make sure they're opted in. So you'll say, well, Martise, how do I know that they opted in? They will be the only people whose name are listed here. Yes?
I don't have that option.
Okay, if you don't have that option, we'll show you how to turn it on. So go to your little wrench tool, organization settings. On the left-hand side, click onto permissions. Scroll down, you'll see text messaging on the right. Click on that and move the little cursor to the right. Then you're going to click on Save Settings, and you should be all set. Awesome. All right, polls. This is another way some campuses like to do elections because the results can remain anonymous. With the polls, you can set up how often people can vote, if they can only vote more than once or just once. And then also you can set up what the time frame is for the polls. So if you're going to say September 30th at 5 o'clock, the polls will close, it will automatically shut it down for you. So you don't need to worry about someone going back to the computer, logging in to close it out. It'll automatically set it up for you. And then also, again, you can set up who has limitation to set up to participate in a particular poll as well. Bookmarks, so this is going to be good how, if some of you are affiliated with national organizations, this is where you can provide some of those quick links and then give an explanation of what the bookmarks can be utilized for. Oh, I need to go back into messaging, forgot one more thing too. Got custom email lists and contact books. These two pretty much work together. Contact books is going to be very similar to that, how you have on your mobile phones. It's going to be a list of all your contacts, so you can create those for people. And then your custom email list, this will be your way of sending out like a listserv, so maybe you have alumni members you need to get a hold of and no longer have campus credentials. You can send out an email blast out to them that way. Okay. To-dos. So this is your way of definitely telling your members of the organization what to do and how you can monitor that. I know you all like doing that as well. So this is your way to say, all right, for Relay for Life, here are the different things that we need to do. We need to reserve trash bags, reserve the space, and find some entertainment. You can assign these tasks out to different people. You can set up how critical or important that the task is. And then your members have the capability to say, you know what? I had office hours during this time, so I can take care of that, so I'm going to claim that task. And if it's something that you do every year, you can just clone the list and then reassign it out to people. All right? Treasury. So these are going to be some things you definitely don't have listed within your portal. So the ones that I'm going to just talk about right now is the checkbooks, because that should be one that you have. Checkbooks is your way of managing your funds. So if you already know for the starting off that you have a particular budget, you can do so. So right now I have under my allocation board that I have this much of a balance, a $2 million budget, and I'm ready to spend some money. So this is my way of going ahead and keeping track of that. So I can create an entry. Here's the date that the transaction occurred. and I give a description. So I went to on a Target run for supplies. And then if it's a transaction that's happened, so it's going to be a negative. So I'll put in a negative, and I spent $100,000. Hit create, and as you can see, it does the math in here for you. So a lot of treasurers of organizations love this functionality because if you go back in here, you can export out the different checkbooks and put it into a nice Excel spreadsheet for you.
For the initial amount, you just put that in as a deposit?
Yes.
Okay.
Real quick question. I downloaded the app and then I found University of Wisconsin Eau Claire.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I sign my name or my username and password, I hit go, like it just won't connect. And I
Did you
can't
use your
press the
full
line.
UWEC
What was
email
that?
address? Your full UWEC email address under the username?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Let-
don't know.
Let me
I
check
don't
your.
know if you've ever gotten that feedback before, but I'm
Okay.
going to do it.
All right, I'll check it out when we're done and see what's going on because it should have worked.
Okay.
All right, so other thing in Treasury, we have simple dues and advanced dues. So here under simple dues, this is just marking off if a member has paid or didn't pay, and you're keeping track of that. So only administrators have access to this, so this will be your way of just keeping track of those. Then for advanced dues, you can create invoices for your members. And then this will give you a full-on track and tally of how much money you have in outstanding dues. And if I click on it to the particular person, you'll see what the invoices are. So she's already been closed out. But if I click onto Nate, looks like he has this issue out for a due for not shaving his beard for $50, and he already paid a balance of $25. So if I want to close that out, I'll click on the little wrench tool, hit close it out, and then it send them an invoice. Say, you know what? Yep, he paid that $50, and close it out. Oop. Oh, it's 25. And there you go. Okay. You have videos, so you can create as many different videos as you would like to here for your organization, as long as they are web-based. So that means YouTube, Vimeo, Ustream. As long as they have those type of outlets, you can upload them here. Last thing we want to show you, and within the portal, is your website. So with every portal, as I mentioned before, comes with a free website. So all you have to do is, if you don't know any HTML coding, totally cool. If you have someone on your organization that knows coding and CSS style sheets, awesome. It's going to take your website to the next level. So if I click on here are all the different sections of pages that I have, and it'll generate OrgSync information. Here's one. I had a good e-board member, and he hyped it up with all this different coding stuff in here. So here's everything. Here's all my upcoming list of events. Here's some information about my officers that's listed here. So it's going to pull from that profile that they already have here within BluSync. And then if there's a full-on calendar of all our different events, and you'll see that we have those categories already listed there. And then any forms that I wanted people to fill out. If I click on that, it's going to bring everyone back into my page in OrgSync. Questions on any of that? So I know you all are definitely going to remember all the information that I shared with you today. But if by chance you forgot something, totally fine. You'll click on here to your user drawer, and you'll go to help and support. And what that's going to do is bring you to our help desk. And you can say, man, he talked about elections, he talked about forms. How can I access that information? You'll just go ahead and type it in. So I'll type in the forms. And it's going to bring you everything that we have within our system about forms. To give different walkthroughs and things like that that you all can do all on your own. Every Wednesday at 2 o'clock, we have an OrgSync 101 training as well that it's free for you to sign up for. If you go to orgsync.com under resources, just register to attend that and just watch it on the 101, and then you'll get that class as well.
When is that?
orgsync.com under resources, and you'll see like virtual trainings, and it's OrgSync 101. Something else that's cool to showcase, if you click onto your user drawer again, and click
What
under
is a user drawer? I'm sorry, what?
your name, click onto your name, and you get your user drawer.
Okay. That's the black thing on the side. Okay.
Yeah.
And you click on your name, and then you click onto activity. So here you'll see some information that's going on within you as the organization. But now I want to click on to my involvement. And here I have a full record of different things that I've done. So here's all the events that I've attended and gotten participation for. Here's a list of all the members of organizations that I've been a part of. So you can create your own co-curricular record. So if you're applying for grad schools or internships, you can say, here's a full list of everything that I was a part of as a student organization leader. But to take it one step further, click onto ePortfolio. This is going to not also let you showcase your co-curricular opportunities, but also your academics, different jobs that maybe you may have held on campus. And it's going to be an online presence for you if you click onto View ePortfolio. And they'll put it together in this nice web section on here for you. So here you can see all of my different involvement things, my academics, different jobs that I've held, and then recommendations. So that means someone can go to my page and write a recommendation for me, and it gets showcased here. And then another cool thing is if you click onto the download, what it will do is going to create a nice resume format on here for you of all your different involvement opportunities that you've held. So once I click on it, open it, and you'll see I put it all into this format in here for you. So I didn't have to work with any templates or anything like that, and put it into this nice format for me easily. And this stays with you for a lifetime. So even after you, left Eau Claire, you still can access this. And that is all. If you don't have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then let's check out what you're going on your phone.